Hello friends, welcome back. This is Nima. Today I'm working with this die set. It's called the Mini Album Tabs. It's from Trinity Stamps, and I'm going to show you how to prepare this or how to use this set to create an art journal. My art journal is for watercolor. And the first thing that I did is that I cut the tabs, and I'm using the one with the 3 holes. By the way, the size of this one is 3 1/4 by 2 1/2, which means that this portion in here will be about, and let me give you the exact measurement. It's 2 1/2, and this in here is like a 1 1/16, 1/8, yeah, around that. So that's the portion that is, yeah, and 1/8. The portion that it will be on the outside. Now I cut my watercolor panels to be 9, actually I'm using a page that is originally 9 by 12. So each page gave me 4 of this and 3, I'm sorry, I'm all confused. 3 of them because they're gonna be 4 inches by 9, and I scored them in half. And I cut 4 pages, which means that I'm gonna have 12 of them. And what I want is to be able to paint in the entire page, and for that I'm gonna sandwich the tab inside my page, and it will be folded. That's gonna actually, it's gonna be really good for me because it's gonna make this page even stronger. And I'm gonna use it for watercolor, so it will be able to handle a lot of water. Now 12 of this, they need to be set at the same size. And what I did is that I used the same die to cut a piece, and now the part that I need is this part in here from the score down, and I measured this to be exactly the same size. So I can put it inside and use it as a template. And I just have to add the glue. Oh, let me get my glue going. It should be going now, yep. So let's apply all the glue. And once you apply the glue in here, I'm getting almost to the end of this one. Let me confirm that I didn't move my template. And I just need to position my tab in there. So easy. It makes it a lot easier when you have to create 12 of these ones. And they're all gonna be in the same position. Well, we're not done with this one. I thought I forgot, I kept going. So we just have to add more glue in here. And I'm adding enough glue, but not too much that pushes out of the paper. But I want to make sure that if there's anything, any excess of glue, any extra glue, that it comes out now and not on the form of you know, like it forms a little mark in my paper. Right, so I got my page ready in here, and I have all my others. Now the other thing that I did is that I cut a piece a little larger. This is 9.5 by 4.25, and I'm using same technique. Now this time I'm gonna measure this because I know that it's a little wider. So I'm gonna measure to the top, and I'm gonna add my glue, and I have my other tab in here ready to go. And this is for the cover, and I have one for the front and one for the back. Again, add your glue. Especially on the top. Now, something else that we're gonna do in here. Let me add that. Oops. Well, I don't mind my glue. Glue on my fingers. I just have to wipe it down. Something else that I'm gonna do in here is that I'm gonna add some reinforcement on the cover. I'm not gonna do it on every page. The tab is also watercolor paper, which is 300 GSM. It's a very heavy duty paper, but I'm gonna do it on the cover because the cover will bend. Probably will be more exposed as I put it on my drawers. And for that, I cut 2 sets of this one. Each one bring 3. And I'm gonna glue them in here. Let me get my other bottle of glue that it has a very thin tip. And I'm gonna add this little things in here. And I'm gonna add 3 on the other side also. Now I like the idea of having my journals this way, because if I need to work with one page, I can just take it out and work on that page. And then continue work outside, and once it's done, I can put it back. Let's put the other 2 in here, and I'll be ready to put this together. I have the other panel ready, and the other thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure is that they're all facing the same direction. All right. I mean, you can always remove them and put them in any order that you want. So I have 1 in here, 1 in the other side, and I have my rings. I like that these holes are good size for what we're doing in here. If I use my hole puncher, the size is like too small, and then normally I can never get these rings to open. All right, and normally the rings, they get too tight, and then the book doesn't open, and you know, it gets kind of stuck in there. So make sure that you use rings that they're not too thick. And 3 is a good number. Because once it gives you more stability to the book. And here is. So the pages, they're all open in a very comfortable way. They don't get stuck. And you can add more pages if you want. And you can decorate the front, you can decorate the back. And for me, I'm just gonna start painting right away. And like it said, you can paint directly in here, or you can take it out, or you can do this. And then just paint on your board. But sometimes I need to, or I would like to paint something that relieves the borders. And I'm doing it in my journals. I make my little book in here. And like this one in here, that I wanted to have the clean borders for this one too. I had to put tape, and then it's a little difficult sometimes to put the tape in here on the page. So it makes it easier if you can remove this. And if you're gonna use a lot of water, you can stick it to a panel so it won't warp that much. So let me start painting, and I'll see you soon. So, okay, this is done. It took me about 20 minutes. I am not counting the time that I waited for the different stages to get dry. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna just go speed up the video, but it's so you know, it took me about that time, and I'm glad I used that tape, and I was able to take it out and put the tape with no problem and put it on the board because it's completely straight, didn't warp, and I like it. So I just have to put it on my journal now. Yep. Let's bring it back in here. I think I do better when I go one ring at a time. And here is my third ring. And what I like about this, and I just have this idea right now. Let me just show you. Let me put the ring and then I'll tell you. My hands, they still all covered in paint. All right. So I definitely have to sign my painting in here. But I can also put in here that this was my first painting on my new art journal. So I hope you like the idea of creating a journal. So I decorated the front and the back with pretty paper. And here is my book and my first painting that you saw me doing. So don't forget that I'm using for this the mini album tabs die set from Trinity Stamp, and it brings these other tabs, dies that you can use to create many other things. I just quickly made this bookmark and put a little bit of color and grab a marker and did some sketches in there, and very quick, right? So I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Just a quick update. A few days after I finished the video for the album, for the art journal, I found these pieces of leather. These are like leftover or pieces that you can buy. So I don't know, when they cut the leather, the leftovers, that's what it is. And I had them in different colors. So I used some of the dies from here. You can see this one, the one, and I use it for this one too. And I cut it, this one and those size to cut it in here. So I just cut the top without letting it pass through the bottom, and I did the same for this one. Now this one in here is the 2 holes, and I let it cut the whole piece, and I think it makes a great tag that you can use to write something. Like in mine, I put my name in there and I put it hanging from the ring. So let me show you what else I did in my album. In my album, and to keep everything close, I added an elastic band that it is inside of my my back panel. And then I painted a few other pictures in here. This was the first one that I painted during the video, and I added in here some extra painting, and I'm adding my notes on the bottom. This is kind of a set, and then just getting into Halloween a little bit. And this was my last one, and I still have a lot of extra pages in here that I can use. And on the back, I didn't put any cover because I stamped with "This book belonged to Nima." And then it's just to keep it all together. When I put it away, I put the elastic band that works really well. All right, so Trinity Stamp has this set that is awesome to do so many things: tags, albums, and whatever your imagination will bring to you. Right? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.